Hi, I'm Nathan211. I'm a lifelong learner and an aspiring artist. Now, neither of these pursuits is commercially viable in a broad sense, but they both draw on a lot of knowledge that doesn't fit within a single box. It's a pursuit of passion, and this passion is often misinterpreted. It's seen as foolish or a distraction, rather than a real force to harness and a set of skills that should be appreciated. Now, the world is full of artists, full of people who want to explore the world, to see what is possible for them. And these passionate people, again and again, get brushed under the rug. They don't get the allowance to pursue their dreams. And this is a very difficult thing, and I think that we lose out when we shut the door and don't give people the tools to explore themselves and what they feel that they can accomplish. Now, in the arts and science field, they value this diversity of ideas. You have your major, and in addition to that, you're expected to go out into all sorts of other areas within arts and sciences and basically develop your worldview. They consider you to have a larger context and be able to develop more as a student and as an individual when you do this. Now, I feel that they allow you to throw out a blanket that's a little bit too far. I think that what they should do is, in addition to having these options, they should have interdisciplinary majors. Basically, let's say it would be history and economics. So you would have a lot of classes to really focus you in history, about as many as you need right now. Then you'd have the same for economics. And then in the middle, you'd have courses that are specifically on that focus. You'd have, 3 or 4 over the course of your college career. And this would basically give us the means to really make use of interdisciplinary knowledge. Now, we come from a lot of backgrounds, For some, college is just, one more step towards your goals. For me, college and learning is a goal all in itself. I'm there for the process, and it really helps focus me. Now, it seems to me that we need more people that give this kind of thing a chance. And it's not just in the arts and sciences, it's also very applicable in very well-respected members of the world, the doctors. So, imagine for a second that you have a cardiologist and a neurologist. They know what they're doing, everything's fine. Now consider someone who has studied both cardiology and neurology. Now generally they're used as one or the other. They have some flexibility, but generally it's one or the other. They have their specialty. But what if, instead of that, you had one specialty, another specialty, and then the point in between? So basically, what you have here is a doctor that's very capable of either cardiology and neurology. So they can treat one person that has more minor forms of those so that it saves a doctor. But at the same time, in more complex cases, they could work as a bridge between a neurologist and a cardiologist, so they aren't stepping on each other's toes. They may not be as strong as a cardiologist or neurologist in that general knowledge, but as far as the intersection goes, they have a lot more information and they can really take a broader look at this. Now, I grew up around doctors, therapists, and specialists. I have neuromuscular disease, Becker's muscular dystrophy. So from an early age, I had, a doctor, specialist working as basically the brain of my medical care. They gave orders to the other doctors and set up the various levels of care that I had. And this helped protect me from some of the worst effects from my disease so that they would hold off for as long as possible. Now, I never really realized just how important it was until I moved away and moved down here. And now I'm very far away from any of these specialists. So basically, none of the many doctors that I need have much experience in my disease, and the thing is that it impacts each and every one. So, this bridge would be able to allow me to have more local options without having to rely exclusively on someone hours away. And also it would mean that they could take care of one patient in a single setting, which would save us a lot of time. Now, it's not just in the medical field that this idea works. You see, this idea of bridges is basically a really powerful communication tool. You take the two specialties and the bridge, which is the one that is interdisciplinary knowledge. And this way, basically, it increases the communication between these two specialists. So basically having three as a conduit to bridge communication. That's how I see it, but it has lots of other applications. Consider in government, where, one hand doesn't know where the other is doing. Now, you can link different areas of government and have it unrelated to the current administration. Just have it apolitical. Focus on the information between the two, and it's a resource for the representatives. Another option is in schools. Now, it doesn't have to just be within one person that we explore this interdisciplinary knowledge. What if we took a classroom that otherwise would have a teacher overworked, and we add a classroom counselor? Basically, they would work as support for the teacher, but also they would be support for the students. They would be a mentor and an advocate. They would be watching out for students that were having problems or were excelling, and would be able to help the teacher sort of work towards these students. And it would be very good economically. It would add jobs without necessarily adding infrastructure. It would be a very powerful tool in improving the education system. Now, basically, if you take anything from this talk, you should take that there is a lot to be learned from taking multiple branches of knowledge. Now, your own specialty may require only one particular skill set, but other people want to explore other skill sets, and we should be able to give them the tools to explore these ways of thinking, because the truth is, creativity is how we change the world for the better. And we need to allow people to be as rooted in many areas as they wish to be. And that increases the flow of our world. It streamlines it. And, it starts with you and me. We have to encourage people who choose less practical roles and embrace their passion, because the last thing you want to do is stifle someone else's passion, because you don't know what they can contribute, and you should really give them the chance. So take that into consideration.